Hello, welcome to season 9. What we're going to have you do today, if you have any questions, you can put them into the chat. I will then relay that information over to Kelly, Joe, or Jess, and we'll get those answers for you. I'll also be in the chat monitoring it.
All right. Thank you, OJ. We appreciate that. Welcome, parents, new and old. We appreciate having you guys. We are doing the first initial meeting that we're going to have this year. I'm glad that everybody is hopefully home and safe now in the rain, and welcome everybody to season 9. Woo! So enough of that. So again, everybody, welcome. My name is Joe. This is my wife, Kelly. This is my gym director, Jessica here. And you've just heard OJ. He is our gym relations and director and coach as well. So welcome, everybody. We are so glad to get the season started. This is Eagle Elite season 9. And for new and old members, we are so happy to have you guys. We appreciate your trust in us, your trust in our ability, and thank you for trusting us with your kids. This is going to be a really exciting year. We have a lot of new programs, a lot of the same programs that you're really excited about as well. And we've formulated these teams after tryouts, and I think we have a really good process as far as what we're going to go ahead and achieve this year, what the goals we have for the kids, the athletes, and you as families. Everybody in this group, everybody in this team right now is a part of the Eagle family, and we can't stress that enough, how important that is to us. So briefly, we're going to go over a couple things right here. Jess is going to touch on a couple things. So is Kelly. We're going to open this up for some questions at the very end. And again, this is not a one-stop shop. If you guys have questions, especially new parents and new athletes, please come up to us. Please visit me at the front desk, visit Jessica. Find one of the coaches. We want to connect with you. That's what this program and this facility is all about. So again, thank you for being with us here tonight. I want to start off with telling everybody how we like to communicate throughout the year. So email is going to be a very important and probably one of the most efficient ways that we're going to communicate with gym families in the email. So that's going to be through Jessica, Kelly, and I. OJ, if you have any questions or concerns about anything throughout the year, but we do like to send out reminders and updates throughout email. So please take the time to read all of the emails top to bottom. I may even throw in a couple Easter eggs out there this year to make sure that everybody's paying attention. There might be some extra rewards in there if you guys do respond, and let me know that I can tell that you're getting those emails and that you are reviewing them very carefully. Again, email is going to be very important to us. We do have a new portal system that Jess is going to touch on. I believe a lot of you have already signed up for the new iClass Pro program, and that's going to be a really efficient way for us to touch on billing and really have a transparent way for families to be able to see their accounts, see what's due, and see what's projected to be due here in the future. As far as billing is concerned, this is something that I'm really proud of. In the past 9 years that we've ran this program in this facility, I hate to throw and I never will throw any unexpected surprises at you guys. So what you can see right now, as far as expected costs and dates and everything, that's going to stay the same. So that is something that I really want to stress to you guys, that we do try and make this as affordable and convenient as possible for everybody. And again, that's just something that we've been successful with. And I think that this year is not going to be any different than that. Along with that, let's see, a couple things that we don't have prepared yet, just due to the nature of the industry and in this cheerleading program and dance program and prep program that we're running this year. We do not have all of the competition dates and events and locations scheduled yet. And that is primarily due to the fact that the vendors have not released their schedule for this upcoming year. Past years, we have had this ready at this time, but they are kind of taking their time and everything. So I would say within the next month, we're going to set that competition schedule. Again, that is something that we like to keep the same throughout the entire year. I don't like to throw competitions, just on a whim. This is something that is very important to us. I know you guys
We want to
have.
make sure it's finalized, so we don't want
Yeah.
to set something and then have to change it later.
Yeah.
So we just want to make sure that they've finalized their dates and those are set, and those are things that we can make sure that are 100% going to happen.
Yep. And, travel and hotel stays are something that we are very mindful of. So again, we're going to get that out to you, and that's not going to change. So the 6 competitions for the elite teams, the 3 competitions that the prep and dance teams and the novice teams are all going to attend. We all want to go together as a group and a gym family, so we can all, support each other when we're, hitting the mat and going out there and giving everything that we got. So that's very important to us as well. As far as what everybody has or should have done or is in the process of doing, as far as filling out those paperwork items that we had at tryouts, the sizers, the financial agreement, the handbook, so on and so forth. If you haven't finished that or completed that, go ahead and visit me at the front desk, visit Jessica. Let me know if you have questions on that. I will say that our sizing garments that we are going to go ahead and size the athletes with are still not in. I believe they're going to be coming in this week, but I have been saying that since Saturday. So just at their mercy. Again, I'm going to have these in the facility when you guys come in for a practice or that extra class. Feel free to come up and visit one of us. We'll happily go back there and get you guys sized and get everything noted on there before we go ahead and make these orders. I do want to stress that, since this is our 3rd season with the same uniform that we've been doing for the elite program, that we are going to keep that again for this year, and this will be the final year for the Eagle elite uniform. So there's a lot of skirts and tops and crop tops out there that people are selling. We have a few here at the gym that parents have left with us, and we just use that as a platform for to allow everybody to swap sizes and do that at a lower cost as well. So something to consider as we move forward. But we've got a great year planned. We're going to run the same programs that we've ran in the past, the Big and Little Sis. We've got the banquet at the end of the year. We are going to continue to do the extra practices, and I really just want to stress that if you're new to the program, you're not alone. Everybody was new at one point, so this is something that you can lean on. Old parents, again, come and talk to us. I really want to meet and visit with you all, introduce myself if we haven't got the chance to talk yet, but we're here as a source of knowledge and just a resource that I want to make sure that this is a positive and uplifting experience for everybody in the program throughout the year. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Jessica or Kelly, whoever wants to take the floor next, and we're going to go ahead and get a few things more rattled off, but thank you all for being here.
Okay, so just a couple things that I wanted to touch base on. The new portal. So in the past, we used MindBody, and we are no longer using that anymore. We're switching to iClass Pro. The whole point of this is you'll be able to see anything you've ever been charged for this season. You'll be able to see upcoming things that are due, and then you'll be able to update your card information just yourself, and you can even make those payments on there yourself. You can still always make those payments with us at the front desk. But if you would prefer, you can just make it yourself on iClass Pro. So if you haven't already, please make an account on there. There's a QR code up at the front desk that you can scan. And then there's also a link on the website. If you go there, you can click create an account. You can do that. You will create your account as a parent first, and then you will create your child's athlete account. And then if you have multiple kids, you can create an account for each child. The other thing I was going to say about that is last year we had a team page, a private team page on the website. We are going to do that again this year. Because iClass Pro, we use it for everything. I can't differentiate it between the team parents and like class parents. And there is some information on there that we like to give just to our team parents. So on the website, we're going to have a private team page. I'm working on finalizing that now. And then that will have the information like the team rosters and the practice schedule. When we do big littles, you'll have the list of that. I like to put birthdays on there, parent contact for everybody in the gym, competition schedules, and more information that'll be on the private team parent page. That will be on the website, and that is separate from our portal. Let's see, he kind of already touched on it, but communication will email everything to you. And if you have absences or questions or anything like that, please email the gym. We get it faster if you email it. Please try to avoid personally texting or calling or messaging the coaches. We'd like it to all be official through the gym so we can keep track of everything in the gym email. Do you want to talk about attendance or you want me to? Go ahead. Okay. For attendance in the summer, I've talked to a lot of you already know this. We're pretty lax on makeups and attendance in the summer. Any hours that you miss for your practice, you can make that up in another class or in another team practice. You have a question?
Yeah, so are we able to have one iClass Pro account that we share, or will each parent need their own account?
So the question was, does each parent need their own account or do you need multiples? I think was the question. So you can do, each parent can have their own login for the same account for the same child. So you would create an account and then you can second like the dad or the mom or the grandma or the guardian or whatever, and then you just have a separate login for that second parent, if that answers your question. For attendance, the makeup policy, you can run makeups. We will allow makeups to run until the August 1st. Once we start working on routines and once we kind of have choreography, we really need everybody to be at practice. And it kind of doesn't make sense to be making up practice hours in a practice when we're working on routines. So makeups will end August 1st. Up until then, you can make up your hours in classes or practice. Once we start August 1st, we will be tracking attendance. Everybody gets 3 unexcused absences to use throughout the whole season. Please try to come to practice. It's best for the team if you can be here. It's really hard on the team success if everybody's missing all of the time. So excused and unexcused, the difference of that, I will go ahead and like put up a little explanation on the parent portal if you guys have questions about that.
Right. So kind of piggybacking off of that, I want to talk about workout groups over the summer. I really just want everybody to take advantage of that as much as possible. This is a huge skill building time for the kids. So come to the extra class, come to your workout groups, make sure that you're in the gym because we're going to be running stations and drills and all of the tumbling things and all kinds of stuff over the summer. We are working on skill building specifically. So this is the time to get your kids in the gym and really push for those skills. So workout groups, we like to have them be a little bit more fluid. Nothing is really set in stone. So depending on how the girls are working together, what the teams are kind of looking like based on the score sheet, based on what we think will be the most successful for the teams, that's kind of what we're looking for. And we want to give everybody the opportunity to work and progress as much as you possibly can. So be in the gym as much as you can and take advantage of that. We have a lot of great new staff members. We have a lot of great new programs, lots of exciting stuff going on. So I just wanted to really stress that, get your kids in the gym and get them more skills, new skills, see that progression, because typically one time in the gym a week, you're going to start to learn those skills. 2 times in the gym, you might see a little bit of progression. 3 times a week in the gym, and you're going to really start to see those skills progress a little bit more quickly. And we really are passionate about making sure that we teach things properly and we teach things with proper progression so that it's not just what you do, it's how you do it. So we're very mindful of that and keeping your kids as safe as possible. So that's our number 1 priority, is we want the kids to have strong skills. We want them to be confident, and we want to make sure that everything is nice and safe and done properly so that they can do that skill for the rest of their cheerleading career. And then after that, they are still able to use their knees and their joints and things like that. Speaking from, you know, all of us older former cheerleaders and gymnasts, you guys know what I'm talking about. So, and then I also wanted to talk a little bit about Eagle standards. So when your kids came into the gym this week for their first practices, they're going to be talked about the Eagle standards. So those are things that we have listed. We actually have them printed off and posted in the gym, but that is just expectations that we're setting for the kids' behavior, you know, work ethic wise, things that we're looking for. We're really passionate about making sure that this is a place that the kids can come and they can leave any kind of drama at the door. This is a place where we're working together, where we're loving each other, where we're putting the team first. And that's what's very important to us. So those are the standards that we're going over at our practices. Yes, OJ.
So if we miss a day of practice, just come to any other team practice?
For during the summer, and it would be more beneficial if you come to an age appropriate practice. Like if you are 5 years old, don't come to our probably senior practice. That might not be as helpful to you if you would come to a more age appropriate, but yes, you can make those up in another practice.
And we'll do the best we can to accommodate. If something's going to work, we will, you know, pull a coach and make sure that somebody's being worked with separately, and we can modify drills to make sure that you're being worked at your appropriate level.
We understand that the summer is a really flexible time. So I want you guys to have this time in the gym. So if you have a vacation or something planned in July, you know, you're going to miss, you know, a week, maybe 2 weeks of practice, go ahead and make those classes up in recreational classes or other team practices as they are appropriate in advance, or you can do that after the fact. But again, that's something that we guys really want you to take advantage of this year as far as your time in the gym. I don't want you to lose any hours, but we do want to be flexible throughout the summer. And honestly, that's really why we have the additional class for every one of the team members. So prep, novice, elite teams, and dance teams. Everybody who is on a monthly tuition program in our team, you do get one free class a week, and that is throughout the entire year. They don't prorate, so if you miss 2 weeks, it's not like you get to use 3 the next week. It's just one free class per year, and that goes throughout the entire per program throughout the entire year. So please take advantage of that.
What specific classes should they take? I guess more so, how do we know which extra classes they should take?
So if you go onto the class page of the website, after the schedule, there's a description of each class and what that means. And then there's also, if it is like a tumbling class and it does have skill requirements, that is listed as well. So if you go onto that class page of our website, it will describe those classes and kind of what would be appropriate. And then if you still are kind of questioning that, just talk to a coach and we can kind of point you in the right direction.
I will say this is our first week of this schedule, so we're kind of seeing how things are working out and seeing what's going on in the gym, how busy things are. And so we may potentially add classes in addition to that. We're also still adding to teams. So we're doing individual placements. So that means there's going to be people coming in and doing tryouts and being placed in workout groups and things like that throughout the year. So once we see how this schedule is working out this week, then we might make adjustments as well.
What are private lessons for? Just for competition prep?
Private lessons, anybody can do a private lesson. We do private lessons with kids on team, with class kids. Kelly and I do private lessons with kids who don't even cheer. Like we do
They
private
do
lessons for
competitive
everybody.
dance. Yes, we do a lot of private lessons.
Um,
So if there's anything specific that you're wanting to
Mhm.
work on, or just get kind of a boost in general on working with your tumbling skills, all of the coaches offer private lessons, and it's just a great time to get a one-on-one work with your kid. That's not necessarily a class setting. It's a private session.
And that's based on coach availability and time in the gym as well. So we have a lot of parents that ask, how do I go ahead and set one of those up? We'll go ahead and email the gym, let us know your availability. Maybe if there's a coach you would like to, work with specifically, you can ask their schedule. They'll go ahead and communicate with you. And that is a time, as far as private lessons one-on-one, where you do go ahead and communicate with a coach, through their personal cell phone. But that's about the limit to where we like to keep that communication going through. Anything else pertaining to the gym activities would go through the email. Private lessons are done at $30 per half an hour and $60 per full hour. Depending on the coach, it can also be $25 per half an hour and $50 per full hour.
I was going to go through Eagle standards quickly. So 1, we listen to each other. 2, we show concern for one another. 3, we share the workload. 4, we speak honestly, but in a nice way. 5, we treat everyone's opinion as important. 6, we're courteous to each other. 7, we celebrate successes. 8, we lift each other up during struggles. 9, we praise quickly. 10, we are accountable to something larger than yourself. 11, we treat mistakes as learning experiences. And 12, we have love at the foundation. So these are kind of our core covenants. These are the things that we go over with the kids. And we also go over them with you guys as well, so that we can all be on the same page.
Yeah. We have really high standards for ourselves as coaches, and just the group that Kelly and I and Justin, OJ and Brandy have all gathered around us. So this is not the yelling gym. This is not the belittling gym. Anything detrimental to that. We coach with positivity. We want this to be a safe place for everybody to come and again, as Kelly and Justin mentioned, this is something where you come and you have fun. This is not something where you're concerned about falling short or not reaching your goals, but this is something that we're really trying to uplift you with. So that's where we stand as far as where we want to move forward with everything.
How soon do we need cheer shoes?
As soon as possible.
The question was, how soon do we need cheer shoes?
So I got this question actually tonight. So as far as cheer shoes for the competitions, we do I'll let you guys do whatever type of shoe that you would like. Everybody's foot is finicky, and it does have to be an all white shoe, correct?
I will say we are supposed to have Rebel shoe sizers coming in also. So if you are interested in a Rebel shoe, you're not by any means required to get a Rebel shoe, but I will just have those at some point to size. And then we do have a link that you would be able to purchase a Rebel shoe if you would like to do that. So we'll have that option.
And that is at your own regard. You can buy those at a box store here in town or order them online. That's not purchased through the gym, with the exception of this Rebel opportunity right here. But again, everybody's feet are finicky, and everybody's continues to grow, and something that we just want to go ahead and let you guys make your own choice on. As far as the competition days, it's just going to be a white shoe with a white no-show sock. So that's all we ask for competition days.
When do you typically know what levels, age groups each team is? You know, the good stuff.
Well, I will say we have an idea, especially with age grouping, but we kind of like to see the kids develop as we go. I will say that we know what level we have that is maxed out, and we know what level that we're working towards. So it kind of just depends on how quickly the kids progress and what their skills are looking like by the time we get to choreography. And then we're going to obviously put what we feel is going to be the most successful level and age group out there for the kids, so that they can be set up to hit their score sheet.
We also plan on, I don't know if Joe mentioned this or not, doing more team specific meetings. So we're going to do that a little bit later, but coming up pretty soon. We're going to do a video for each team and each program to kind of specifically talk to that team. Right.
Goals and just what our outlook, how everything is progressing, how choreography is going, and really kind of really hopefully get some input from you as families as what you would like to see, and really kind of be transparent as far as what we're hoping to achieve once we finally get to the competition season.
Is there specific makeup we have to use, or just any for comp, and hairstyle for comp?
Yeah, so the question was about hairstyle and makeup for competition. You wanna...
Typically for hair, we do just high pony and then straight, and you will have a bow, and we just ask that your bow faces forward and is in the front. And then for makeup, we have not required makeup for the past couple years. We just ask that you kind of do the same tones that we're going for. So kind of like a navy or a taupe on the eye, and then like a purpley lip. So we don't go too specific on makeup, but just we would like to be able to see them from on the stage.
Once we get into the extra practices, as we move closer to the competition season, that's going to be a full dress rehearsal in the gym here. Again, this is going to be communicated with email. All the old parents and families, what to expect, and how that routine goes. Please reach out to the newer families and help them, kind of lean on them new families, and you'll really get the gist about how everything's going to run with that. But those extra practice days are really good ways to narrow down the details as far as hair, makeup, how you're gonna get ready for your uniform in the day of the competition.
It's pretty much a dress rehearsal.
Yes. So we have another question: is what if I've already had vacations booked before we do the cheer dates?
We don't know the cheer dates yet, so if you could tell us the vacation dates that you have, we will do our best to work around those, but we've had that happen before, and in the event that we absolutely cannot make it work, we will just choreograph someone else or have someone fill in on the team if it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. And then another one that has to do with the same set of questions is, I may have missed it, but how many comps will the open team have?
That we haven't really decided yet.
Probably going to be left up to a conversation we're going to have with that
Right.
open team. As it's a more of a college oriented team, we're going to look at everybody's schedule. But again, the elite teams are going to do 6 competitions. Prep and novice and dance are going to go to 3. And again, those were all going to be at the same location at the same time, so everybody can support each other throughout the day.
Does Eagle typically do an out-of-state comp other than Summit?
In the past we have, again, we're really just at the mercy of what's available. Typically our competitions are going to be Kansas City and St. Louis bound. In the past we've gone to a Branson competition, which a lot of people do have fun with, and then we have gone to an out-of-state competition as far as I believe last year we went to Tulsa, Oklahoma one time. We've gone to Louisville and Nashville. So again, just trying to see what the competition schedule is going to allow us to do. We're really going to focus on the Kansas City, St. Louis in-state competitions is what we would really like to stick to.
If we were going to do one of the out-of-state, that would be for elite teams. Prep and novice and dance would be all in state.
Correct.
Let's see here. Well, okay, where does prep travel?
Right.
No, but you just answered that. Are braids pulled up into ponytail acceptable?
Yes. Yes.
You repeat the question, please.
Are braids pulled up into ponytail acceptable? Yes, as long as it's a ponytail and they've got a bow on the front, that is fine.
They were asking for clarification, when you answered the question about the age level and prep. They were asking, were you saying novice prep elite will be specifically defined after workouts?
So
I think, go ahead.
the question was defining novice, prep, and elite. Yes, like we know if a workout group is a novice group, a prep group, or an elite group. So if you have that question, let us know. Hatchlings is novice. If you practice once a week, that is prep. If you practice twice a week, that is an elite team. But if you are still confused about that, just let us know or send us an email.
Again, guys, this is going to be a learning curve for a lot of the new people. Again, a lot of the previous parents and families in here, reach out to some of the new families. Once we go ahead and talk about the Big and Little SIS program, that'll be and Bro program, that'll be something that really kind of connects people that aren't necessarily on the same days and times. And so you can meet people. We've got another, a lot of other great events like the Mizzou Homecoming Parade that we set up, and you're welcome to bring your entire family with. It's a really fun event, along with other stuff. But again, this is all going to be communicated throughout the year. We've got a long ways to go. We're really excited about it. So are there any more questions that you can see on there, OJ?
I don't have any more.
Okay.
If you haven't already, please create your account on the new parent portal on iClass Pro. Please do that. I can't charge your account anything or do anything on your account until you create that. So please create that this week.
Guys, it doesn't look like we've got, wait,
Is that a question coming through?
Let's see, are there, we have one more question. Are the bows part of the uniform? If not, where do we buy them?
So the elite team bows are $35. You can buy those with us. The prep and novice bows are part of their uniform, and that they get through us as well.
So those typically around August 1st is when we have those in. Again, for the elite teams, we are still using the same competition bows as we had last year. So hopefully most people I've talked to have kept those. So that's great. Keep those in good shape. And we've got 6 more competitions to use those in. But a lot of these things that you're going to get are going to be around that choreography date around August 1st or so.
It does take a little bit of time for Rebel to get all of our practice wear turned around as well. So once we submit that order, it will be 6 to 8 weeks typically before we get those in. So just wanted to kind of fair warning on that. It'll be a little bit before we get those in from Rebel.
Bear with us, and we do like to get that order in soon, because once the other programs across the country start, issuing out their orders and everything, it can
They
really
get
get
backed
a big backlog. So that goes the same thing for new uniforms, tops or bottoms, whatever anybody's ordering. So if we can get those sized and completed within the next 2 weeks, so typically around the middle of June is when we like to send those off. And then honestly, we get them, I would say pretty close to around the August 1st date, where we're going to have the choreography. That way everybody's matching, and we're really getting to the nitty gritty of the competition area.
You'll probably get your season 9 tanks first.
Yep.
Would be my guess.
Yep.
The email mentioned scoring changes. Can you explain some of that?
So scoring changes, and the scoring system is quite confusing if you're not familiar. I can go ahead and put up the new scoring rubric in the portal. Once Jess gets that finalized, you can go ahead and take a look at that. But it's quite intensive and in depth, and we can definitely have a scoring meeting as we have in the past and kind of go through that. But the long and short of what has changed is there is more athletes required on the elite side anyways to perform the skills that were required. In the past there was less. So say last year I only needed 9 kids to do a certain tumbling pass on a team. This year I need 12 of them to do it, or I need 14 of them to do it. So they took those numbers and they required me to do more stunts in the air with the same amount of kids on the team, and more tumbling needs to be competed with the same amount of kids on the team. So that's, and then more elite skills are required, meaning more difficult skills. It's not just level 2 and I can do a standing back handspring. It is level 2 and I must have back walkover, back handspring, or front walkover, round off, back handspring, half turn, round off, double, back handspring. So it's not just basic skills make the level anymore. It's you must compete. About 80% of your team, 85% of your team must be competing the elite skill. If I summarize that.
It's frustrating for us too. So that is something that Kelly and Jess and OJ and Brandy have been working hard on as far as making sure that everybody's successful this year, but it's going to be a change and we're not the only ones that are going to be affected by this. So that's just going to be something that the whole industry is having to deal with at this moment. And just like the competition schedule, we're just at their mercy, but it's going to be a successful year.
Right. So in our view, our job has not changed. Our job is always to build the best teams that we possibly can and put the best quality routines on the floor. And that's always what we're striving for. So we're just trying to make sure that we're putting everybody together to make a successful team so that we can hit all of those points on the score sheet as much as possible.
Is there a date for choreography camp?
We just talked.
Did we get that to? We are talking to Lance like right now, basically.
End of July, I would say. We'll send that out here pretty quick once we get it confirmed. But I would say we were shooting for end of July, beginning of August. It's looking like that's just about exactly where it's going to be.
Is varsity the only comp we will be attending again?
No.
So the question was about the types of competitions we're going to.
So I actually would like to follow more of an independent schedule this year. I don't know what exactly that's going to look like. A lot of it, like Joe said, depends on the dates and where they're holding their competitions, what dates they're doing those on. I typically like to skip December if at all possible, just because I know that's really sticky for a lot of people. So we're kind of looking at it and piecing it together. But I know we've got some great independent events that we're able to go to. And I know I've heard from a lot of the kids that, that they would be excited and interested in being able to go to those again. And the other thing that I really like about independent competitions is these competitions are allowing us to compete prep and dance and elite all at the same place. So we can all be together and we can all support each other. And that's really important to us. And the varsity events don't necessarily allow us to do that. They make us separate. They make dance go to different competitions. And they kind of are very specific about that, so that it's just a very different feel.
We like to put ourselves in your all's, positions as well. When families come with brothers and sisters, I mean, it can be a long day there. Our experience with the varsity competitions in the past year, especially, we've been to many of them in the past years as well. The production value, just the overall experience was not as good as a lot of these independent producers have put and the customer service along with that. I feel like their drive for, money is outweighing their customer service level and actually their overall production of the event. So that's
a lot of
something
times,
that
like
noticed.
they didn't care about us, which makes us feel like, well, then we'll take our business and our kids and our gym and we'll go for somewhere where they do care about my kids and they do care about my staff and they are making sure that we're having a good experience and they're speaking with us and making sure that things are running smoothly. So that, I mean, there's some behind the scenes things that we were frustrated with varsity this year.
Out of pure curiosity, what made you guys do a prep team?
Prep team, well, we saw an opportunity. I will tell you that we have not done prep team for years because we did not want anyone to feel like anything was going to be of lesser quality. So we really wanted to make sure that we were ready and had enough staff, that we were equipped, that we would be able to offer a prep team and make sure that everybody felt like they were getting the same quality and service and Eagle experience and have it be the same as what everybody is feeling and nothing different or separated or less than. So that is something that we really held off on doing for years because we wanted to make sure we did it right.
Yeah. And to Kelly's point right there, I mean, really the biggest difference in the prep and the elite teams right now is just the overall commitment. So if your family can only accommodate, one night of, come to the gym and 3 competitions a year, we want to make you guys, we want to have this program be available for you. And then, the other elite teams that are, wanting to have that more, aggressive approach to cheerleading and really skill building and everything else. And the more competitions, I mean, that's something that we want to to continue to offer as well. So just the need that we were able to see is something that I think a lot of families are really going to enjoy. And again, as Kelly mentioned, you're still going to get the same great coaches, you're still going to get the same facility, you're still going to get the entire experience, but just at a reduced level of
And
that.
we had a lot of people asking as
Yeah,
well.
there
So
was
we like
there was a
to,
demand for it.
yep.
I saw your new staff announcements. Can you give a super quick summary of what they will bring to our team?
Yes, I would love to. So first we have Coach Matt, who we've brought in. He's the current head coach for CMU dance. He has all kinds of experience. He actually also was a cheerleader. He has experience in high school cheer. He has experience in college cheer, and
Choreography.
he can also do choreography. He just won NCAA nationals hip hop. So he brings a lot of wealth of knowledge to the table as far as helping us with our dance program. We did field 3 dance teams, so we needed to have some more dance instructing available to us. So we're really excited to have him. We also have just hired Coach Bailey, who also has cheered and danced and is able to do choreography and has done it for years. She has a really great rapport with kids and has taught classes for years and years. So we're really excited to have Coach Bailey. She's great with the littles. And then we also did just hire Coach Page. She comes to us from Cheer St. Louis. She is also a certified preschool instructor and teacher. So we are really excited about what she's going to be able to bring to the table too. So we were just very excited to bring in more knowledgeable people who are like-minded and value the same things as we do. And we don't hire a ton from the outside. So we're very serious, and these people are very special that we have hired, because we don't hire very many people from the outside. So we're very excited about what they're able to bring into the gym and to your kids.
And that's a great question, because as Kelly just said, I mean, we're very particular about the people that we bring into our facility, people that are going to be around your kids, be around your families and everything like that. It's incredibly difficult to find great people in the world as far as friends and
Great
everything
role
else.
models.
Jessica, Brandy, OJ, Jenna, Kaylee, and Alexis, people that we have known and trusted for years, are the people that I want to put in front of your families. And this is again not something that we ever take lightly. Going back to the fact that I appreciate so much that you put your trust in allowing your kids to be around us, is something that we take incredibly great strides to continuing to do. And you're not just going to find any college kid that comes and shoots me an email and says, hey, I'd like to come and coach and be around your kids. That just doesn't happen. And trust me, it happens a lot, where I get these emails, and anybody that just wants to come in here and enjoy the sport of cheerleading, and that's great. But we've got standards, as we've talked about, and these people have met the standards, and we're excited to have them here with us.
Is the prep team ranked? Are they ranked when they go to compete?
Yes.
So the question was, will prep teams get ranked at competition?
Yes, so prep teams will be ranked. The only team that will not be ranked is a novice. So novice teams are, and essentially they are given a rank of superior, excellent. So they don't get first, second, third, fourth. They are superior or excellent. So novice teams are ranked in a different way, and prep teams, yes, they will be ranked first, second, third.
Will our times at comps be so spread out? Like, how can we ask to be blocked in a time range?
So the question was, what is possibly like a competition schedule going to look like? And honestly, those vary a little bit. Sometimes it starts at 7 o'clock and goes till 7 o'clock at night. There's awards throughout the day, and I'm going to let Kelly touch on this as well.
I will tell you, we will have more success being able to be moved to make it convenient for our kids at independent competitions than we
Yes.
have
Yeah.
at varsity events. So that was something that was very frustrating to me this last year, and to the coaching staff, because I mean, it is tough, guys, when we are, running 10 teams back to back, and somebody's in warm up and somebody's out front, and the coaches are running in circles. I mean, and then they won't move me, or they're making me warm up 2 teams on the mat at the same time. So independent competitions, they will give us more leeway and care about the kids and how fast they're warming up and how fast they're hitting the mat, and making sure that they have the time to do that. And in our experience, they have always allowed us to give our kids enough time, and that's really important to me. And varsity just frankly didn't care.
They'll cater more to the mega gyms, the gyms that have 400 to 500 people in it, and they not. No, it's hard to say. Maybe they cared about us or not, but they really cared about the gyms that were bringing 400 or 500 kids to compete. And they've actually moved to competition this past year that we were at the mercy of and had to change our schedule because of that. So again, I think that's just another positive for going with the independent route. How are we doing on questions?
Anything else?
We don't have any right now, but
Any more
they're
questions?
excited about the independent.
Oh,
competition.
so are we.
Yay!
Independent.
So an independent competition, there's a question on what's an example of an independent competition. And basically that's just I've got really good eyesight, eagle eyes. I can see on this little iPad, laptop. So that's just a non-varsity sanctioned event. Is that correct?
So it's basically anymore in the cheer industry, varsity is the monopoly. They have bought up all of these smaller competitions and they put them under their varsity umbrella. And then it's essentially varsity runs all of those things. So when you're calling customer service or you're going in to talk to them, you're not talking to the owner of the independent competition or the actual smaller competition. You're talking to somebody that's a varsity rep that is, and several of us have experience this year of you call somebody, you get referred to somebody else, to somebody else, to somebody else. So they're just a gigantic corporation, and as opposed to speaking with David, the owner of Rockstar, and we could speak to him personally and he would care and help us with anything we needed pertaining to the competition, whether that be invoicing, scheduling, warm-up times, anything like that, and issues. He would be available to us to speak with. And so that is just one of the huge points that we saw difference this year.
Think about it like small businesses versus large corporations, and the care that you get with a small business versus the just the monopoly wheel that you feel like you fall in with a large corporation that doesn't care about you. So that's
Right.
just the biggest, I think, difference as far as independent versus the varsity ran organizations.
Any more questions?
That's a project.
Are looking at Florida this year at Worlds for elite teams, or possibly looking at every other year for big ones like that?
So we wanted to go back to the format that we had before, which was we will go to these competitions. We will be eligible to receive bids. If we receive a bid, we will discuss it. We will talk about it, and then we will take the best course of action based on how everybody feels about that. So whenever we go and we can discuss certain bids that are got or procured throughout the year, then we can talk about it at that time.
That's a great question. I don't want everybody to think that every year that you come to Eagle Elite Cheerleading you have to go to
Right.
Florida or you're involved or required to do this. So again, once we finish the entire year, we're going to go to all the competitions. You're going to go through all the programs. You're going to go to all the classes, everything throughout the entire year. That additional D2 Summit that we just came back from in May was something that was an extended portion of the year, and it was basically not forced on anybody. It was just something that everybody wanted to go ahead and do as a team, and that's again how we're going to take that approach as far as getting everybody involved with making that decision and doing it above and beyond what you're required to and accustomed to for the competitive year.
And through independent competitions, this would be bids for the All-Star World Championship. I am, so it depends on which team you're talking about.
So, repeat the question.
Asking why can't I do choreography? I am doing several teams of choreography, so it just depends. I'm going to do quite a bit, and I just wanted to make sure that we're outsourcing where we can to be as successful as we can.
Yeah, what a lot of people I think don't realize, or maybe do realize, and I appreciate that, is that throughout the year, if people are sick or if somebody maybe can't fulfill their commitment for the entire year for whatever reason, Kelly is so great at choreography. She can fill in and step in and make these changes in a single practice.
I was
So
gonna
that,
say I still did a lot of
Yeah,
choreography
yeah,
last year.
yeah. So there's a lot of that still being done. She's very involved with it, and that's. I think that's just a really good benefit of their background in the sport and knowledge in the sport.
Does the dance team also get one free class a week?
Yes, so the dance team members will get the weekly free class. If you are a crossover, everybody on the team gets one free class. So if you are a cheer member and you're crossing to dance, that does not equal an additional free class. Same as if, like last year, if you were a cheer member and you were crossing to another cheer team, that didn't double your class, if that makes sense. Everybody on the team will get one free class for the week.
Will the prep team be a part of that bid if they get one, if they do get one?
I believe the prep teams are eligible for bids. I'm not sure if it won't be the same. It will be different. So yeah, I mean, each bid that we receive, depending on what it is, will be discussed.
Are the teams that are eligible for summit bids at independent comps?
Summit is strictly varsity. So, and I'm not sure what competitions we're going to, so I'm not sure specifically which bids that we'll be going for. So say for instance, we go to All Out. All Out has their own end of the year competition that they give bids for. So depending on which competitions we go to, we could be eligible for multiple different bids at multiple different competitions. So it kind of just depends on where you go and then what bid you get.
I saw one question there that I'm just going to step into. So as far as the Eagle Elite name, the likeness, and the team names and everything, those are all privy to our organization here. So when you see that in my lobby, you know, we use that those items in our pro shop and everything like that. So we do ask that those are not replicated by parents, as far as, you know, making shirts with Eagle Elite or any of the team names or any of the logos or slogans or anything like that. I will say that, you know, a green or navy shirt that says Cheer Mom on it is perfectly fine. But we do like to offer items in the pro shop that are very generalized for people to wear. And I do appreciate everybody that wears our stuff. But that's just something that that we like to keep in house. And you know, any specifics on that, feel free to come up and ask me about it.
What do you mean by bid?
Bid. So when you go to competitions, based on how many bids they have, and they call them bids, it means you're
Like an
pretty much an invitation to go to a competition. So these end of the year competitions, and all of the competitions have their own different ones. They have so many bids per competition to give out based on your score and your age and your division. And then yes, and what you rank, and then they will say, you've received a bid and here's your invitation and you are able to come to this competition now. Would you like to come?
Will there be new items coming to the pro shop this year?
There are going to be a lot of new items coming to the pro shops. We've got again the dance program that's really taken off now, so there's going to be a lot of items you know, for that as well. But I will say that it's difficult to get specific sizes, colors, and just garments as well, as far as what everybody likes. So what I like to do, and to make it easy and everything, is we like to do signups for special orders. Again, that'll be relayed through emails. And then when I do go ahead and buy maybe some hoodies through the fall or something like that, I like to just get a variety of colors and a variety of different sizes, put them out there, and then when they're gone, they're gone. So but that will allow you to not have to wait on them and not have to you know, special order things that, again, this is going to be specific to you know, certain things that we're going to do, but very generalized things that we're going to have in the pro shop this year.
So right now, season 9 tank, right? And
Yep.
t-shirt.
Yep, that's coming out. We have a sign up at the front desk with a picture of the season 9 tank that everybody's going to get as far as part of their practice wear this year.
So that'll be the first one. I think we always try to ramp up at least a few items in fall to make sure everybody's ready for competition season as well.
So lots of hoodies, the neon green hoodies, navy hoodies, a lot of different colors and stuff. Those are going to come. We're going to, yeah, you could probably wear one right now, but it's June, so we're going to wait probably until the fall to go ahead and do an item like that. But in the summer, it's ball caps, it's lanyards, it's pop sockets, it's sunglasses that we've got in here. You know, different varieties of tanks and tees that we're going to have and everything.
We'll probably do another jersey order.
Oh,
Cups and mugs is an option, and again, that's something if you guys have a specific desire or one or something like that, come up and talk to us. Yeah.
Shoes, they say you put logos on the shoes.
oh,
Or you
we've
can
done
sell shoes with that.
slides with the Eagle logo in the
yeah.
past, and that could be something that we maybe revisit if people want them.
I will say that just me personally, you know, reaching out to vendors and seeing their price points for this, there's a lot of quantities that I have to hit. There's
And
you know,
artwork
there's artwork
prices.
fees, there's shipping costs. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I take into consideration when I'm putting things in the pro shop, because, you know, if I put a cup out there and it's $35 based off everything right there, I don't think a lot of people are going to want to buy it. And I don't blame you, because I wouldn't want to buy it either. But all those things add up into just, you know, running the business, and what other businesses charge for items like that. So that's why I do
Shipping right now.
shipping, you know, there's a lot of influx and costs with stuff like that. So that's why I do like to buy everything at a huge bulk quantity, so I can, you know, have the price be lower for you guys, and you guys can get what you want. But again, any options like that, come up and talk to us.
What uniforms do the teams wear?
The dance team uniforms, we have not finalized yet, because that will kind of go with their choreography and like what the theme of their routine is going to be. So the dance uniforms are not done yet.
We have parent offering to be a vendor.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to mention that we have a booster club, and then talk or just?
Yeah, so we do have a couple representatives, family members in the gym that operate the Booster Club, which is a great way for families to go ahead and subsidize some costs. There's a lot of events that we run. They run, and it's all through them. It is not essentially a part of the Eagle Elite entity. They are their own entity. But again, they've been really successful in the past. So please, you know, reach out to them. They're actually probably going to go ahead and have their own meeting and or announcement about how you can get involved in that. And again, that's something that's going to go throughout the entire year, as far as fundraising and other options like that to help with
I
costs.
think in the meantime, you could find them on Facebook. They do have a Facebook page.
We're sending emails out to you.
You send an email.
Emails are going to go out for that as well. So, and Booster Club, thank you for all your help.
Yeah.
This has been a great blessing to have you guys
Great.
and all your efforts for what you've done in the past couple of years, and we're excited for this year as well.
Any more questions?
I'm going to wait 5 seconds to see if we get a question here, and then
Anything else?
So we're really excited, guys. Thank you for trusting us with your children. We are so excited with just a couple practices that we've already seen, and we cannot wait to see what the routines end up looking like. It's going to be a great year. So
Yeah.
very excited.
thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Again, this isn't going to be the last time that we talk. We'll be reaching out soon. And again, come up and talk to us. I'd love to meet you all if you're new in the gym and we haven't had a chance to connect yet. So have a good night and stay safe, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, OJ.
Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome.